Welcome to the Cognitive City Planner. This is a free tool that lets you turn your own data into a visual city using Exaptive's Cognitive City platform. In this video, we'll cover how to structure your data to work best in the tool. The platform makes connections by taking information from each cell in your spreadsheet and turning them into nodes, which are then connected based on whether they're in the same rows. This is technically called a relation, as in relational database. If you're familiar with relational databases like MySQL, this is a similar concept. When we have multiple sheets in our data, the software can connect columns that have the same name. That's where the handy multidimensional exploration comes into play. So for this example, we have a simple data set with a few of our coworkers, their favorite colors and foods. We also have projects they're connected to and some info about the projects. Some of this data is real and some of this data is just for fun. We have an option to run a column through IBM Watson Natural Language Understanding. This is great for if you have a column with a lot of free text. You can choose the relevant column and click Watson to extract keywords from the data in that column. If you choose this feature, just be aware it can take some time to run depending on how many rows and how much text is being parsed. Once the data is in the spreadsheet, we'll click on Configure. Now, if a sheet has the same name as a column in that sheet, the City Planner will pre-select it to give you a head start. And we can already see we have a network building here. This section is where you can pick what data is used for nodes and what data is used for connections. Ticking a checkbox for a column means we want the software to create nodes for that column in our Cognitive City visualization. The information in every other column in the sheet will be attached as characteristics or attributes of the nodes. So for example, we selected person from the person sheet. If we tick the checkbox for favorite food, we see Corey over here is connected to hot dog. We can also see other information from the spreadsheet as metadata on Corey's node. We haven't ticked the checkbox for color yet, so red is not appearing as a node, but we can see that it's Corey's favorite color in the metadata. When we add color, we see that several people have red as their favorite color, but nobody else likes hot dogs. We can keep playing with the checkboxes until we see everything we know we'll want to see in the network. It may look like a hairball for now, but that's okay. On the right-hand side, we can check and uncheck items in the legend to toggle their visibility in the network. This does not impact the data that will be imported, but it can help tame the hairball. It's just a way to preview some of the filtering capabilities that you'll have in the visual city. It's these checkboxes on the left that determine what data is imported. We can even use this legend to group by department. Even before we've built our visual city, we can already see that there are some overlapping items that bridge departments. When our city has work products in the data, like publications in this example, we can view overlap within the context of those items. Another fun thing is to turn off person up here, but then group by person, and we get a microcosm view of the people in our network. Once we're happy with our network, we'll go up to the Build section and type our city's name. We'll click Build, and that we are sure. As our city is being constructed, this progress bar will move to 100%. Then we see a link to our visual city. We click here, and now it's official. We have a link that we can share with people, and we can continue playing around with the different views or configurations and explore the data. There are also a few more filtering options. We pretty much always learn something new that we wouldn't have noticed before by just looking in all the tabs of our spreadsheet. When you find something fun or interesting, share it on Twitter. We want to see your creation too. Just remember, before you share any data or visualizations on Twitter, you should always ask yourself whether it's a good idea to make your insights public. Is it something you're comfortable sharing with your coworker, your grandma, a complete stranger? If the answer is no to any of those, then relax, don't share, and enjoy the satisfaction that you've made an observation that is unique to you, and just keep it in your mental treasure chest. If you've already tried your data and it looked weird, you might want to check for a few things. First, delimited data. If your cells contain multiple things, they're probably separated by a comma, a semicolon, or a pipe. Try adding a character to the delimiter's text box. Any character can act as a delimiter. Try that and see if it cleans things up. Another gotcha is columns as categories. Sometimes, instead of a column like interests containing things like dogs, cats, reading, you'll have columns like interested in dogs with yes or no answers. In this case, you'll probably have to reformat the spreadsheet manually. We're working on another tool to help with things like this, so if you're stuck, email us at support@exaptive.com. Maybe when you're looking at the network, the right connections aren't showing up. Be sure that if your column is in multiple sheets, that it has the exact same name in both places. This is the only way the Cognitive City Planner can tell if the columns are referring to the same thing. If you're missing some nodes in the visualization, make sure that if you checked person in one sheet, you checked person in each relevant sheet. If a person is only mentioned in one sheet and not another, they might go missing. In this example, we have single cloud city, which should be connected to Bob and Brian. And we have our person checkbox ticked here, so what gives? This person category connects with this tab. And Brian and Bob are not on this sheet. We have to tick the checkbox for person on the project section too for them to show up. What if nothing happens at all? Check and see if you have one or more blank header rows. The top row in the spreadsheet needs to be the one with the names of all the columns. Have fun with the City Planner. We can't wait to see what you build. If you share any insights on Twitter, use the hashtag #CognitiveCity. If you have questions that weren't answered here, or you just want to tell us how awesome the tool is, email feedback@exaptive.com.